Different room, different place. Let's see how it goes. YouTube, don't do me wrong. Is anybody here? Yes. That looks like OBS application. Go in here. Y'all went home. Hi, Courtney. How are you? Okay, I see one person. Okay. You can hear me. Okay, good. I got caught up watching the whole post of your stats. See? Okay. Sorry, listen. Hello from Iowa. Nice to meet you, Ginger. I'm doing better. Hello, Miss Ingrid. I don't know if you saw the other live stream. I had your quilt on there because I was going to work on it tomorrow and get it completely done this week. Hopefully this works. I ended up having to go to my laptop because YouTube does me wrong. No name. Hi. How are you, no name? I like that. Trying to see. Let's see, OBS. I'm trying to download OBS into a new computer where you will see better, like 1080p, I think. But it's a whole thing to figure it out. So I'm like, oh my God, it's going to take me forever. Hold on, let me see if I can clean it. Sorry, I was cleaning my, because there's a glare. How did you learn technical knowledge? Failing a lot, screwing up, trying stuff. You gotta be someone that is willing to invest time in whatever you want to do. And so, sorry, I don't know what happened. That's how you kind of do it. I messaged you through Facebook page the other day. Yes, I want to talk to you, Courtney. I didn't get it right away, the message. I just recently saw it. What happens, it's because I accidentally opened a business page, Lorena's Quilt, and there's 2 business pages. And then I have my own personal Facebook, and then I have my Lorena's Quilting group. What happens is, if I'm on one page on the Facebook interfacing, I don't get the messages on the other pages. So it just depends on where you're messaging me. But I did see that you messaged me. I wanted to see if we could talk maybe tomorrow, if you're available. I'm already making a schedule on the YouTube channel. But okay, your name is Beautiful Missy. I like that name. So listen, to answer your question, it's just try different things. For example, Mac. Having a Mac is hard to learn. It was hard for me because I usually learned other computers. And now I don't want to, because I learned the process of how Mac works. And I do a lot of my editing on Mac. I was going to buy a new laptop, and there's no way that I would not buy another Mac because I already know how the Mac works. So like in editing, I used to do this editing program that was free. And then I went to Premiere Pro, and that was a whole different ballgame on how to work. And it's just playing with stuff, just really just trying it out, and being gracious to yourself that if you don't do it well, you're learning. And you only do things well is if you keep on doing them. Hello, Anna. How are you? I'm glad you're watching me. Whatever age you are, whatever wonderful age you are. I hope I live to a nice ripe old age. I'm getting gray hairs. I turned 50 and I don't know. All of a sudden I have gray hairs everywhere. Okay. No, you're fine. Whenever you want to. As a matter of fact, Courtney, you have my phone number. Text me. Just text me. I'm good with that. And just tell me that it's you. Because I get so many texts, I don't know who's texting me anymore. So how are y'all? On my other live stream, my daughter's watching me. Usually I do live streams when I'm not around anybody. So she's like, are you laughing at me? No? You're laughing at a text? Oh, good. She's not laughing at me. Okay. I will message you my phone number then. Where's my phone? Hold on. I'll message you my phone number now that I'm here. I remember. So how are y'all? How you been? How you doing? I have been, you want to see some of the things I've been making? I have been, one of the blessings about being sick, it has given me some time to kind of like just not do anything other than some handwork, some wool work, because I'm having to sit and not work. And then I am working on this, you want to see quilting related stuff? I am working on this beautiful baby quilt. I don't know if you can see it. Wow, the video looks weird. I'm trying to know where this camera goes. I have a client who is asking me to fix an old antique quilt, and I couldn't fix it, and so she asked me if I could recreate it. And recreating a non-existent pattern is so hard to figure out, but I figured it out. It's a beautiful, I don't know, I have a fly harassing me. It has a bunny rabbit and a little boy. I don't know if you can see that. And so I had to figure out how to make the flowers because I was turning them. I was doing a template where you turn it in with heat, and then it wasn't working. They were coming out really ugly, and my leaves are coming out really ugly. And so, hold on, let me see. Let me show you what I was doing. Let me see. Where's the zipper? Okay. You use so I was using a technique where you use a template and you kind of iron it under. It looked horrible. I don't know if you see all the like lips and lids. So I was in my wool class and they were talking about applique, and one of the things she brought up is using a lightweight interfacing. And hello, Clarissa. I always have your name. Where you use lightweight interfacing and then you sew it. Let me just tell you, the little baby featherweights, if you want to do applique of this kind, they are the best for it. And let me tell you why. It has the ability to do the tiniest, little tiny stitches. I don't know if you can see it. And because it could do up to 30 stitches per square inch. And it gives you the ability, in longarm quilting, if you're going to do pebbles and feathers and real intricate quilting, you need to lower your quilt stitches by about 14 to 13 to get a lot of stitches in that square space, because the bigger the stitch, the less likely you're able to do a circle. More stitches is better. And regular sewing machines don't go to 30 stitches per inch. And so I'm making little flowers with that lightweight interfacing. Isn't pretty? And then I am I made leaves. And so now all I have to do is, since I've been kind of like sitting on a sofa for hours and days, I'm able to just hand stitch it down. And since I kind of already marked the quilt, just hand stitch it down and start working on it. And this is a really neat project. I'm starting it from scratch, completely from scratch. I had to recreate the pattern. I had to figure out how to get it from, how to recreate the pattern from the quilt, make a pattern from a quilt that there's no pattern to make from the old quilt, and then from the pattern to transfer it to a fabric. So you can mark the fabric and then look, and then mark it. So this is, I made a pattern without having a pattern. Isn't that crazy? And I think this quilt, the person who asked me to do this quilt was a quilt that her mother created for her. Her grandmother created for her family, for her brother and for her. Her grandmother made her one, and her grandmother made her brother one, and she asked me to make it for her brother, who has now children. And I think the lady who I'm creating it, I think the quilt itself is pretty aged. So I thought it was kind of, so I've been working on this sweet quilt. And right now, I'm trying to figure out how to recreate. It has ribbons. And from here, now this is not, I didn't do this right. But using a real light interfacing and sewing it, I'm telling y'all that I don't know if y'all are even interested. Sorry. But I used interfacing. Y'all aren't saying nothing, so I'm going to continue. And I sewed it, and then I turned it right side out. What do you think? Isn't that cool? Anyway, that's what I've been doing. And I'm doing Sue Spargo class. Has anybody here done a Sue Spargo class? Are you guys there, or did I mess up again on YouTube? Because on YouTube, I'm doing this. Here, I don't know what y'all see. Please let me know. Talk to me. Hi, Julie. Extra information never hurts. So back to you, listener, since you made a comment. Just try stuff. As a matter of fact, on the laser, I am just failing epically, but trying stuff. That's all. That I think success is, for example, like I'm doing this ribbon and it's not coming out the way I want because I'm transferring it from the interfacing, not from the fabric. And after you keep doing it, you get better, and you kind of, I think, I think success comes from trying even if you're afraid of failure. I really do think that. And sometimes, like, I didn't really touch the laser for a couple months because I was working so much. And now I'm allowing myself to play with the laser. For example, I found this wood at an estate sale, and it's cedar planking that they put in closets, and it was for a full closet. And I remember standing there like, should I buy the wood? Should I not buy the wood? Should I buy the wood? What should I buy? And I ended up buying the wood for $10 for a whole closet. Yes, Brother is a great brand. The Brother standalone embroidery machine. I recommend a Brother embroidery machine. Is it a 6 needle? You can't learn fast. You know, you can't learn fast. You can't learn fast. Okay, you can. Okay, how's this? You can learn fast if you have people teach you. You can't learn fast if it's you learning by yourself. Does that make sense? Yes. Am I saying your name? Graylin? Yes? If it's a 6 needle or a 10 needle, they're great machines. I have a Brother PR620 and I have a Brother 600. And they're both 6 needle. And I have a Baby Lock. Do I have 4 machines now? Okay. No, I have 3. I think I have 3. Okay, I have 3. Oh my God, what's wrong? I have a two 6 needles and 1 10 needle. One is Baby Lock, and okay, so they're both, one's a Baby Lock, and it's like a PR 600. One is a Brother, and it's a PR 620. And then my 10 needle, it's a Baby Lock, and it's called, I don't know what number it is, but it's called Enlightened or Embrightened. I don't know, something weird. Yes, they're great machines. My second embroidery machine was a PR 620. I recommend them. It's the best investment for your money. I'm not trying to get you to spend money, but to answer your question, having an embroidery machine was the best thing I ever used my money on. Anytime you use your money to, like if you use your money to buy a Longarm, so you could do Longarm quilting not only for yourself but for others, and maybe start a little side hustle, you can always make smallest amount of money to make some money back from the machine. If you buy an embroidery machine, 6 needles, I do not recommend you buying a $10,000 Bernina single needle embroidery machine or any single needle embroidery machine that is worth more than $3,000, because when you fall in love with the skill of embroidery, the one needle has so many limitations, and a 6 needle or a 10 needle, you could do hats, bags, and you could do sleeves, you could do blue jeans, you could do, it handles leather. I did leather bags, I did bridles with the 6 needle embroidery machine, and I made a lot of money throughout the years. That's not made me rich, but it gave me the ability to make money on the side so that I didn't have to work a full-time job and leave my kids. And I had 5 of them. So, yes. Now, are you a motivated person to learn? That's the other thing. A lot of people have bought and purchased big giant machines, Gamels, 6 needle embroidery machines, a Cricut, a laser, and it just sits in the box and they don't use it. And so in a way, if you're not a motivated person to do something with what you're going to do, you're wasting your money. Don't do it. And only you know how you are. I am a very motivated person. As a matter of fact, I do not like not using my things. And so and all my equipment all works. I am the kind of person that if my embroidery machine messes up, I will have someone come within that week and I will fix it. So if you have that kind of person then yeah, I think it would be a great investment. It adds something new to whatever you're doing. I don't recommend that. For example, I bought a heat press. I have it here from a friend who she bought it. It was brand new in the box. She probably spent like $400 on it. I bought it from her for $3, and she never touched it. And I ended up getting her machine, and since I already do embroidery, I knew that when I purchased that thing, that I was going to make money off of it. So you have to decide how you're going to use what you do. And so whatever your motivation is, man, my motivation is to make my own money. I've been very motivated for the last 6 months, no, year, because I wanted a laser. And so I have used the Longarm and embroidery. I took any work that I could get, and I would get it done quickly, as fast as I could get it done, because I wanted to be able to pay for that laser. And then after I paid for one, I was like on the fence on having two, and I bought two. Now I have two lasers right now, and I'm not making any money off of them. And I have a rule for myself. I do not make money off of equipment that I have until I've really mastered them. Not mastered them, used them, played with them, made things with them. Because people are going to ask you when you start really working for people, they're going to ask you if you can do it. For example, I have a guy right now who he's mad at me, which I don't give a crap anymore. He wanted me to do an embroidery job. And I ended up being a dumb sucker where when you have an embroidery machine, you don't just have to have the embroidery machine, you have to get an embroidery program, because you want to be able to digitize anything for anybody. And so in digitizing, I use Bernina Artista embroidery program, which I've used for years. I love it. The blessing is, like Lucinda was asking me about technology, I ended up, with the price of buying the program, they gave you classes for about a month, maybe a month or two of going every Saturday. And so I learned how to work the program in this class. And that was the best thing I ever did, because the class itself motivated me to learn it. And so it kind of got me up and going. And so once I did that class, I started doing digital designs with embroidery. And then I started practicing on my embroidery machine. Now, embroidery comes with a whole bunch of stuff you have to think about. How to embroider bags, how to find placement on business logos, how to find placement on the sender front neck. You're going to also have to figure out how to find placement on the back of a shirt. You're going to have to learn what stabilizer to get, and I have videos on it. And so I recommend you don't buy all the stabilizers all the idiots at quilt shops will have you buy. All you need to buy is a cutaway, a tearaway, and a water soluble. And also, if you're going to do bags, get a sticky stabilizer. And if you're going to get the 6 needle, you're going to need, if you want to do bags, certain towels and blankets, the furry ones, that's what you need the water soluble for, and that's what you need the tearaway fabric for. Now the sticky, you need a sticky stabilizer, and I recommend you get a fast frame. Now you don't have to get everything right away, but the way I did it is I gave myself an allowance in our family money, and the stabilizer, you could buy rolls, big giant rolls of stabilizer at Amazon, like cutaway or tearaway. I would save my allowance to where I could afford a roll of stabilizer, and I would buy it, and then I would save my allowance sorry, so that I could buy my next stabilizer. And every month I would buy a cutaway roll, a tearaway, and then kind of build it like that. And some of you, we all spend money on crap. Like I go to Sonic and buy my drinks. Y'all go to coffee places And if you save some of your money for some of your tools, that's the way to get them. And that's how I got them. And but yeah, I think an embroidery business, that's where I started, and I loved it. And it's quick money fast. If it's quick money fast, and it's a blessing. Hi June, how are you? And so any type of business that you get into, if you're a long armor, you're going to need to learn how to do tension, thread types that you know how to work. You're going to have to buy some tools like tension tova. You're going to have to learn what batting you love, and what batting you need to kind of be a bit of a kind of professional. Like, people are going to ask you, like, what batting should I use? Is a polyester batting great for quilting? And the other day, I hate polyester batting, but I saw a lady sent me a batting from polyester, and it was great batting. And so you kind of have to be, and you kind of grow into it. Play with things. So when you get your embroidery machine, play with things. Buy a whole bunch of little bags and play with different bags and embroider different things. If you're going to do shirts, buy different types of shirts. For the guy who got mad at me the other day, or today, he got mad at me today, because I'm tired of doing work and not getting reimbursed for my time. And one of them is digitizing logos. I've digitized several logos for several people, and then they don't bring me the product to embroider. And then sometimes when you digitize a logo, you can put it on a piece of cotton fabric, like just regular, and then they bring you a shirt that's a polyester, and that logo totally falls apart. And so this guy asked me, and I told him, if I digitize a logo, this is what I'm charging. Well, he didn't call me back. It's not worth the work if you're not going to get paid for it. Yes, June, that's great. Play with it. I love, I want to do Natalie Bloom. Is that who she is? Natalie Bloom. She's a wonderful long armor on YouTube. And a lot of her quilting is manual. I literally want to get her book. I want to ask her maybe. And because she makes it look so easy, you know what I mean? It just looks so easy. But let me just tell you. Long arm quilting, yes. Miss Bonner. What is her name? Natalie Bonner. Thank you. Her quilting looks so easy. The way she moves that long arm around. But the difference with her long arm to mine is she has a smaller throat space. And if you're going to do manually custom quilting, you don't need the big giant throat space that I have. So I was thinking, you know what? I want to talk to her. I want to ask her if I could do videos on her book, because I want to show real time what it's really like to learn the skill of long arm quilting. It is not easy. As a matter of fact, people think, well, Lolena has a long arm and she has a business. I could do it too. And that's great. But to do it too, you have to be really motivated. You have to be really determined. You have to learn how to problem solve, like when a quilt pleats from the back, or when, let me see, when, you know, the quilt is, oh my God, warped. When I did a quilt for a client recently, I was like so frustrated with her quilt. I figured like I couldn't fix it, and I was panicking. And you have to be really motivated to just not give up on yourself, because it's so easy to be frustrated because things may not go as easy as like Natalie Bonner makes long arm quilting look. The business part of quilting is not as easy as someone like me. I've done it for a long time. And so And I've dealt with some really nasty people, and I've dealt with some really great people. And you're going to have a temperament that people don't frustrate you a lot, where you don't get frustrated about stuff. And sometimes people are frustrating. You're thinking of doing crafts. Yes. But some people, well, like the guy who wanted me to do the embroidery for him, right? He started complaining about another company that they wanted to charge him for digitizing the stuff and doing this. Well, just because you don't understand. Okay, for example, let me just tell you my brain fart. There was a company I did a digital logo on. It took me 8 hours to digitize it. And what I mean, I sat down and I digitized the artwork to make it ready for embroidery. And then after that, I have to go to my back house and I have to embroider a patch of the artwork to make sure that what I digitized works. Does that make sense? Like that I did it right. And if it doesn't work, I have to go back and re-digitize the logo. Okay, because I have it behind me. So just because it worked on cotton fabric, I'm doing hats for this guy. It doesn't mean it's gonna work on a hat, because I was doing embroidery on a hat. And so when I did the hat, it didn't work, so I had to go back and unstitch it. Now I'm already like a good 8 hours in, and I still haven't made a penny. And then I got mad at myself, like, man, if you would have just gone upstairs and quilted a quilt for your clients in those 8 hours that you've been spending on this stupidity, you could have finished probably 2 king-size quilts, maybe 2 throws and a king-size quilt. You could have finished 4 throws and maybe a twin, maybe a baby in there. You could have finished 3 twins, because a twin can take 3 hours. And so that's close to 9 hours worth of work, right? So if I'm charging $150 for a throw, maybe $180 for a twin, $180 to $200 for. So in 4 hours, and I do 2 queen, let's say two queen, I'm making maybe $600. Well, what an idiot am I, sitting, digitizing a stupid logo, working on it for 8 hours, and I haven't made a penny. That's dumb. And so sometimes you're going to have to think about things in that way. So a new guy came, and I said, if I do a logo, this is what I'm charging. And I'm also charging you to digitize the logo. And you need to pay me up front for digitizing the logo, because I'm not going to spend 8 hours on a logo when you could bail and then not bring me nothing. And so the guy stopped calling me. But, I saved myself 8 hours. And I was able just recently, instead of digitizing the logo, I finished a quilt and I prepared another quilt. And I have talked to 3 of my clients, letting them know, hey, I'm kind of getting ready for your quilt. Are you okay with this? And so that tomorrow I'm up and running and I'm getting stuff done. And so I think sometimes, yeah, you have to think that way. What benefit is it for me to do all this work? And I'm really learning some hard lessons, some horrible lessons, because, for example, I was working on this hat job. I spent probably a day digitizing the logo. I did it on a regular flat fabric, and I would assume that because it's working good on this fabric that I can put it on a hat, and that's not true. You still have to kind of digitize it on the hat to figure out that it works right. Well, then I finally figured it out, right? And I told the guy, this is what it looks like. And the dude ghosted me. The guy's not talking to me. I have 30 hats to do for him, and I've invested a lot of time already, and the guy hasn't answered me. And so just recently, the guy called me and he says, "Are the hats done?" And I told the dude, I said, "You haven't called me in a month. I've called you 3 times. You don't answer your calls." "No." And he goes, "Well, are you going to get them done?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to do the work for you no more." It's annoying. And people, and so it's annoying. Let me just be honest, it's annoying. And so now I really have to manage myself on, do I want, for example, the logos that the company that call me, do I really want to spend a lot of time on very little? Or do I want to spend time and get something in return? And so you have to consider that when you're doing this kind of work from home, or you're having a business from home. And it's hard because I don't think I'm a very good business person. I think I'm a very gullible business person because I love what I'm doing. And so you gotta be careful. When you love what you're doing, it's so easy to not value what you bring to your client. And it's really easy not to value that because you love what you're doing. And so you would do it for free. I would do what I'm doing for free probably. And maybe when I retire and I don't want to do it for monetary gain, I will like bless people and love them with their quilts and just, but I feel, but then if I do it for free, I do it when I want. I do it when no one's going to force me or push me. No one's going to micromanage me. No one's going to expect anything but the blessing that I give them. Does that make sense? So I love embroidery though. And if you're going to do it, anything you do to make yourself money, do it. I'm thinking, I'm getting ready. I'm giving myself a year before I open my website. I'm going to open a website, and I have already created some of my little items. So for example, I made these little boxes. Isn't that a cute box? And now let me show you failures. So a failure, it's that, you see that crack on that plexiglass? I ended up doing, I failed a lot showing you here. I had to learn how to size the circle for the magnet to fit in perfectly. I'm confused sometimes because on one laser it cuts one setting, on another laser it cuts a different setting. And so I thought it was on the right setting, and when I put the magnet on, it cracked the plexiglass. So this is kind of considered a fail, but it also is considered a a beautiful learning lesson of, in failure, there was also wonderful success because I gained the ability to make a box. Does that make sense? And so, let me see what y'all are saying. Yeah. So you can see like the magnet fits beautifully here, but I've made some really ugly boxes where when I put the circle too close to the edge, it cracked on the corner. Yeah, but if you have business people giving you counsel, for example, you know what happens to me now? It's crazy. And I don't think I'm a very wonderful business person. A lot of people ask me for advice, business advice. What do you charge for longarm quilting? How do you charge for thread? How would you charge for someone to quilt this for them? How would you do it? Or how do you think I should do it? And I don't mind. Okay. I'm going to tell you the story. My husband's going to come in. Hopefully he won't bother me. And if not, I'll move you to another room. My husband, a friend called me. And she told me this. She sees my YouTube videos, right? And she sees that Like I'm running my long arm. I'm running my long arm, and it's a business. I'm running it like a business. Hold on. Hold on a second.
Hey. Oh, honey.
I'm doing a live stream, okay?
I'm sorry?
I'm doing a live stream.
Oh, I'll be quiet.
No, you're fine. I love you.
Do you want anything?
Do you have tea?
Yeah.
I'll take tea. You want to say hi?
Yeah. I even got soda for you.
You want to say hi?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, say hi.
Nope.
Come on.
I figured we're going to give it.
Okay. Sorry. My husband's here. Do you want me to move?
No. It's fine.
Okay, I can move to another room. Yes, you have to make a lot of ugly. No, I can move. Look, I can move so you can do whatever you want. Seriously, I can move. You want me to move? You want to see another room, guys? So, hold on. Hold on, okay? I'm going to move you, and you're going to come with me. Hello to husband. Yes. Someone said they thought I was a lesbian. I was like, no, I'm not a lesbian. I'm married. How long have we been married?
This December 5th will be 30 years.
We've been married 30 years. I'm an old lady. I'm 50. I'm almost 50. Y'all want to see my gray hair? I'm getting gray hair now. Oh my God. I'm getting gray hair. Okay, hold on. Let me move you. Let me move you. And I'm going to show you some earrings I'm making. Let me see. So he can watch, I don't know, he can watch TV and relax. Hold on, okay? I'm going to carry you along. If I'm wobbly, please forgive me. It's just, upstairs, it jumped y'all off. So hold on. So I'm going to move this. Do you see me? We're going to go around Lola's house today. And she's going to... So I'm going to move... Hey, they want to say hi.
Hi there.
Hold on, I'm going to move you all over here. Okay, hold on. I'll move you in another room. So y'all can see my house. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Are y'all okay? You still with me? I didn't lose y'all. Hold on. Are you with me? See, I moved you in another room. You're here? Hold on. I'm sorry. It's been a thing. It's been a thing lately. But I'm glad to be here because I've been sick and it's almost been lonely. So let me plug in my laptop. All right. Let's see. Let me move my light. Can you hear me okay? Okay. All right. Can y'all see me okay? You can hear me and see me okay. All right. Let's see. I'm glad I have all my little rooms and they have little studios in them. All right. So what were we talking about? Failure. Failure is a blessing. Be willing to fail. For example, I'm doing my needle beds. These little needle beds. And I'm struggling, man, trying to get an idea from here into an actual idea to do. I ended up making these little thingamajigs for Lorena's quilting. And failure. Look, I'm going to share you my failures. Do you see it broke right there? I had to redesign it because it broke. And then I didn't know if I liked the embed or the back. We were talking, okay, so let's see. Harry, husband crying for dinner. I don't cook dinner. I don't cook dinner. I'm sorry. I'm not a cook out there. Look, so let's see. Um, wait, hold on. Alex, Senor, there's food in the refrigerator if you want it. They say you're probably hungry for dinner, huh?
Can you repeat that?
There's food in the refrigerator.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, see, there's food in the refrigerator. All right. Oh, someone was asking for business advice. Okay. She has a long arm. That's why I talk about, like, if you have a machine and you don't do anything with it, you're wasting your money. You have to be someone that has a vision of where you want to go. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, my people perish for lack of vision. I said, you have to have a vision of where you want to take what you want to do. It's not enough having the equipment, because you can have the equipment and be stagnant because you don't do anything with the equipment. For anyway, she ended up having a heat press vinyl cutting heat press, and it's called a Hotronix heat press, and it's an expensive heat press that she got. And I had been looking for one, and one time she has a long arm. She had a Nova, and then she didn't like the Nova 18 throat space because she wasn't making enough money or something. And she went and got a Gamel, and she traded that in. And so then she didn't like the Gamel because programming was hard to learn. And so then she came to my house, and she has a Gamel with the Statler on it now. And she's a wonderful lady. She's retired. She doesn't really have to work, okay? And so she called me the other day. I hope she doesn't get mad about our conversation. She says she's retired and her husband wants her to cook for her. And he wants her to take care of him. She asked me, Lorena, how do you do it where you're quilting for your clients and getting stuff done for them? And you have to look at what you're doing as a real business. For example, I know you're at home, but you can't be. One of the things about having a Gamel or long arm that I hated is that when I got the Gamel, and I was ready to work it. I was ready to be a businesswoman and work it, but I had 5 kids that I needed to take care of. And so I couldn't work it the way I wanted to, because when I quilted, I could barely get one quilt done a day. I could barely get even half of a quilt done because I had my children who needed my care. And though I was very motivated, my life at the time couldn't be about the long arm. And so I also wanted to learn custom quilting and long arm quilting. And because I had my family and my kids, I couldn't be on the machine 10 hours. And it also changes, your motivation changes if you're somebody who really needs the income and you are bringing in income with your husband, or you're the single person making that income, the motivation is different when, like, I didn't need to make the income until my husband lost a job because his job took care of us financially. And so I really didn't need the income. I just kind of wanted the extra money for extra stuff. It wasn't to pay a bill. And so I want you to understand where her motivation is different, where she's retired. She doesn't have to do this as a business. And so she called me the other day, and she wanted to pick my brain. And I know the answer that I told her was not an answer that she wanted, because you can't eat your cake and not get fat. You can't have a piece of cake and not get fat, but you can't eat the whole cake and not get fat. So you can't have it all one way and not have an expectation of something getting in the way. So she goes, well, my husband wants me to cook him breakfast, and he wants me to cook him dinner. And when I start working, I'm interrupted a lot. And I understood that because I had that interruption when I had my kids. And I said, well, you have to decide what your vision of your business is. Is your business going to be a hobby for you? I'm cleaning up my mess here. Is your business going to be a hobby, or is your business going to be an income-based, I need the money kind of business? And that's important to decide. And she goes, well, my husband wants me to make money. He wants me to make money from the Longarm. And I said, then he can't expect you to be cooking him breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because when you go to work at a full-time job, you are there working for 5 hours to finish those tasks because you're employed by an employer. You can't stop, go home, and cook dinner for your kids and expect your employer to be okay with that. And I guess when you're doing business, you have to decide what you're going to make it. And you have to balance, like I really wanted Longarm Quilting to be a viable business so that if I needed to make my own income, I could. And the blessing is I've gotten to that place now. But with that place, and let me just share with y'all who are wanting that, you can, like before, I would do a quilt, maybe do 2 quilts a day, 2 quilts a week, maybe 3 quilts a week, whatever, 3 quilts, 2 quilts, 2 quilts a week. When you're doing 2 quilts a week, you know, I could take my kids here, I could go eat lunch with them, I could take them to the movies. I worked one day, I did 1 quilt, worked that day half the day, and I didn't have to worry about it anymore. Like I only did 2 quilts a week, if that. That's maybe how many. I got 1 client that brought me 1 quilt a week. Now let me share with you when you get 20 quilts, and it's a grind. Like it's like, okay, and it's not just the grind and quilting it, it's calling 20 people, having 20 people calling you, having 20 people making decisions on what design they want on the quilt, what thread they want, how much quilting they want on it, having people asking you questions. You have clients that say, well, take as much time as you want, and they call you 2 days later. You have people who are rushing you, like the guy who wants me to do the embroidery work. He goes, I need it by Wednesday. Hold on, Arturo, I'm doing a live stream, okay?
I'm sorry.
You want to say hi?
Yeah, I don't mind. Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm her son.
He's my son, Arturo.
I just want to say how you doing, Mom, okay?
I'm okay.
Hope we're doing well. I just want to
Yes.
come by and see your face.
I'll talk to you later.
No, we'll do.
Okay?
I love you, okay?
And so you have to decide how you want to do this. Yeah, I'll tell him you say hi, Angel. And you have to decide. For example, right now I am in a decision-based moment where what do I want to do with the laser? Do I want to have it quilt focused? Do I want to have it focused towards you guys who have supported me on YouTube, watch me? Do I want to make materials and items that I think can be useful for my community, for me? Yes, thank you. He's looking for a wife, right? We have to figure out, like I'm having to figure out, for example, I'm watching some people who have small businesses on YouTube, and they do a lot of website stuff, and they launch out their website and they have made items. Some of them are sticker makers. They have made items, they've created products, and then when they launch out their website, they are literally packing items for 3 weeks. And they are shipping items for 3 weeks. And so I'm sitting here thinking, what do I want to do? Do I want to do that kind of business where I am on a website, on a web page, making items. And for example, so that you can see, let me show you. I'm in my jewelry room. I do jewelry in this room. Do I want to sell wood earrings? Isn't she beautiful? Or do I want to go to craft shows and create products and go to a place and do craft shows? Do I want to set up tables and the tent and and set up everything and be out there in the hot windy sun? And like, you have to decide what you want to do. So like my friend who asked me, I go, you have to make a decision on where you want to take your business. If you want to do it as a hobby, then do one quilt a week, and you are able to cook your husband lunch, breakfast, and dinner, and cook him whatever meal he wants. Or the way I do it, it's if I'm upstairs working in the back house, my husband goes without a meal because he knows that I am working to provide income for the family. And he understands, like right now, this is my work. I'm live streaming with you guys, chatting with y'all. And he has to understand and respect that the girl's working. She's talking to her peeps. I can't be expecting her to stop everything so that she could tend to me. And so you have to decide, and you and your family have to decide where you want to take your business. You and your husband is a big part of you. My husband understands that sometimes I walk down from upstairs because I've been quilting 5 quilts, and I'm walking down with my back frying, my hips hurting. I have been up there all day and so proud of myself because, and my husband's sitting and he made himself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he asked me if I'm okay. And sometimes I'll come down and I've had the worst day long arming. The quilt messed up somehow. The back got cut. My tension was messed up. I end up having eyelashes or something stupid. And I'm having to sit for 3 hours unstitching a quilt because something went wrong. And that's part of all of it. I know YouTube and editing the BS out and cutting the clips so it's 10-minute visuals are not necessarily the truth to the whole experience. I try to share the whole truth though, and I hope you see it where I say, like, for example, I just did a quilt the other day and I had to unstitch the whole row because I hate t-shirt quilts. Some of the time, man, you could get the best t-shirt quilt and it just quilts beautiful, and then sometimes it's just like the t-shirt quilts sabotage you. The t-shirt peels up from the interfacing and you get all this puckering and pleating, and it's just some, what the hell just happened today? The other day, I was working on a quilt and I was ironing on it, and the stupid iron spewed out metal, iron, calcium, and it was a white quilt. White quilt. It was a white chocolate quilt, and that stupid iron, it just spewed metal all over it, and I went into a tailspin panic, like, how the hell am I going to remove the stain? And I have this stuff called Ain't Your Grandmother's Stain Remover. I love that stuff. I put it on there. It removed it. But let me just share this story with you because it's stupid. It makes me so mad. I literally got the stain out. I used shout. I scrubbed the stain from my iron off of it, It's not my quilt. It was my client's quilt. I am panicking to all hell heaven, because how the hell are you going to replace that for someone if you ruin someone's quilt? I was like, how am I going to talk to my client? Am I going to have to give my work for free? Am I going to have to tell my client, I'll buy you the fabric and I rebuild the quilt again? What do you do? Am I insured for this? Oh my God. And I went in prayer and I was begging God to have mercy on me. My stomach hurt. And I removed the stain. I let the quilt air dry. And you know what happened? You're not going to believe what happened. The fabric started bleeding. The stupid fabric started bleeding. It wasn't even where the stain was. The fabric started bleeding in some random area where water splattered on it. And now I'm having to figure out how to remove fabric bleed. I mean, oh my God. Oh my God. The chocolate fabric, which usually red fabric bleeds, chocolate brown fabric bled on the white quilt. And I was like, oh my God. Why? I think, the devil plays cruel jokes. And I literally, in that screw up, I found out Shout, Tide pen remover, and the Tide Pods remove fabric bleed. But do you know, I didn't want to learn that day. I didn't want to learn that mistake or that solution on a client's quilt. And so that's something you gotta think about too. Like, there is this liability that quilter, that piecer spent, I don't know, think about it. That piecer spent 100 hours piecing that quilt top to give to a family member that's trusting you to long arm it, and you could totally screw that whole thing up. And you as a long armor, even for example, the hats, the guy who sent me the hats, I'm nervous when I'm working on clients' items because I could ruin his hats. He had a hat that was worth $150. Do you think I want to come up with $150 to replace the hat? No. And then he's not answering me. He's not communicating with me. I don't want to lose $150, and that was 4 hats like that. I don't want to lose. That's $600, and that I'm not even going to charge him that much for the work. Even if I had all the work done and I screwed one hat up, I'm not even going to make that. I'm going to forget it. It's not even worth it. And so you have to learn. You have to really think about where you want to go and what vision you have for your company, and understand that there's consequences to all of it. Hold on, let me shut the door. Hold on. Okay. And so, yeah, go ahead, be a long armor. Go ahead. And I was telling someone, she wants to be a long armor. I was like, all right. She told me, I want to know the ins and outs of long arm quilting. And I don't know. There's a lot of them. There's clients that don't show up when they say they are. Clients. Let me see. There's a lot of them. Clients that have unreasonable expectations. Clients that want you to do beautiful work and not pay you for it. There's some clients that they don't know what they're doing, and you're having to fix. Oh my God, I forgot to tell my client that. You're having to fix quilts for them that is not even your obligation to fix. And it's a very fine line of, do I tell the client, hey, I had to do this for you and I'm going to charge you for it? Or are you going to allow yourself just to do it and be gracious and not expect anything for it, because you could be the long armor that every tiny little thing you do, you better get compensated. And you can also be the other extreme that you're doing so much and you're not getting compensated for anything. You want to go inside? Hold on. Why? Why did you come in here? No, I'm not getting you no tacos. No, Cookie. No. We have pizza and Cookie wants pizza. So what do y'all think? What questions y'all want to ask me? But I love it. And you have to love it. I have some wonderful clients that love me, that are good to me, that are like family. So there's the other end where you'll get some really great clients that just, we trust you, and I just do whatever you want. You'll have some clients that just, I was graduating from college and one of them like sent me a gift because she knew I was going to college and she was my client. I have some really loyal clients. So you can have all of it, but be okay with having all of it. Are you with me? Did I lose any of you? So, yeah. So anyway, in consultating her, I said, you have to decide, you and your husband, if he wants you to make money, he has to decide to be okay with you not making him dinner. Huh? Who would have thought, right? How simple is that? And she goes, well, how do you do your business? And I said, it's a business. It's a real job. It's right now I like it. I like that. I like that I have a purpose to get up in the morning to tend to my clients' quilts or embroidery, or my job right now is also to learn the lasers, both of them. It's to make things, to create, play around, come up with new items. I'm also working on Lorena's lasers channel. I'm trying to create a TikTok. That's also part of my job, like create a so like I'm trying to learn how to, well, with the laser is cut different woods. I made this keychain with the tassel. Also, if I do a craft show, I need to figure out how to package my items. For example, because I'm doing the laser stuff. Oh. Sorry, I'm not. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the laser, right? I'm in the figuring out stages. So one of them is like, do I want to make boxes? So I'm playing with different woods. Do I want to make keychains? So I bought a whole bunch of, when I use my allowance, I use my allowance to buy stuff to play with. Do I want a keychain that hooks, or do I want keychains that just wrap around? If I make ornaments, I needed to make ornament tassel thingamajigs. I also got packaging, and I don't know if I'm gonna do it, okay? I got packaging for earrings, so that an earrings that I made here, I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them? Ugh, I can't see. Earrings that I made. How do I package them? How do I get them? And then I'm playing, right? So how long does it take me to put the jump ring on with the hook on it and the back? I'm trying to figure out how much will the packaging cost me. Will I like doing that? Do I like what I'm doing? Is it going to be fun, or is it going to be a grind? how will I be okay now when the laser cuts the earrings? When the laser cuts the earrings, it cuts a whole bunch of the wood, right? But then I have to put the jump ring and the thing on it. I sit and I think, like, when I was doing the earrings, I have a whole set of earrings here. Do I like this? Do I like putting this together with the packaging, with the back? Is it something that I will enjoy doing for hours? Because I could do long arm quilting for hours and it doesn't bother me. I love it. Like, I could be back there for 10 hours. Hold on. I need to get that. So, like, so you have to kind of, just because, for example, like with embroidery, someone asked me about embroidery. Are you okay listening? Okay, so there's a girl, and I know she watched my channel, embroidery, and right now she is a very successful, she's on Etsy, and she even has a channel. She talks about, I made $1 million on Etsy, $1 million business, okay? And I'm sure everybody is like seeing dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign. And everybody's coveting, like, oh my God, she's a rich person. She's rich, which is a whole bunch of BS, okay? Because just because she made $1 million on Etsy doesn't mean she made $1 million on Etsy. It means that she also probably has a lot of debt because she has like 4 Melco embroidery machines. They all cost $17,000. She has 4 or 5 6-needle embroidery machines. They cost $12,000 to $10,000. Now, she has probably $100,000 to maybe $300,000 worth of debt. Okay? And everybody's seeing money, 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 money. Everybody. But I saw her, and it's intriguing to see her. She's young. She's 20-something years old. She has a young daughter, and she has a baby boy, and she's literally having to talk to accountants. You could see this girl gets up and goes to sleep grinding it out. And she's grinding it out. Like, you could see her grinding it out. You could see her, like, she goes on YouTube and she's like overwhelmed, like, oh my God, I have 100 orders that I have to do of this, and oh my God, I have and I understand it's beautiful. It's very intriguing. It's like, oh wow, this is what this could be. But then, like I talked to the Lord, right? Is that something I would want for myself? Is that something, do I really want to be like getting up at 8 in the morning or 6 in the morning and working till 10 o'clock at night, trying to fulfill orders, trying to create products, and one grind after another grind, after one day to the next day? Like, what will that do to you in doing that? Let me just say this. I have been doing that grind for since January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. This September is the first September that I've been able to stop and take a deep breath and say, and look back. I have done so many quilts. I have done so much quilting and binding on quilts. I don't even remember what quilt I worked on. I take pictures of all my clients' quilts. I've been quilting so fast, getting products done, getting my clients' quilts back to them so quickly that I haven't even looked at them. I don't even, oh my God, this is such a beautiful quilt. There was a time where I was doing so many quilts that I didn't even have time to edit the YouTube videos that I was filming. I didn't have time to, for example, to get on the laser so I could make a box, so I could learn how to make something creative. let me just say this too. I haven't been able to have time to sit and sew. And I love sewing because I have turned my long arm quilting into a business. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm so happy that I did that. I got my lasers paid off. They're all paid off, both of them in full. I don't have any debt there. After I paid them off, I kind of like, okay, I could kind of breathe now. I could kind of like take a breath. I could make earrings and play with something, and I could create different designs. And now that when, for example, I finished 3 quilts last week, and I finished 3 quilts before, and I ended up getting sick. I finished 3 quilts before I got sick. And I've been sick for 2 weeks. I'm not sick no more, but I was sick for 2 weeks. So before I got sick, I finished 3 or 4 quilts. And then I couldn't give them to my clients because I asked them to wait because I was so sick. And then I was able to kind of pause, like literally smack pause. You can't do nothing. You have to stop. You have to kind of, I like one of the things my brother said to me the other day. He says, you have to learn to be present for today and be present, be here for right now. And when you're running a business like that, how can you be present? You're trying to get things done and you're like, now. You're at a restaurant, hurry up, I gotta go back and work now. Your conversations are like, hurry up, what do you want? How can I help? Blah, blah. My kids, like, I can't right now. I can't spend time with my grandkids because I'm working. And it took me, I hurt my foot to make me stop, but then I still had that grind in me. And then it took me getting sick for me to say, okay, I'm doing something very detrimental to myself because I'm not being present. And in the end, who gives a crap about how much money I made? When I die, they're not going to say, well, Mom made a lot of money long arm quilting. They're going to say, like, my mom took time to talk to me. She shared her heart with me. She invested time in me. And so I think that's also as valuable as having a business. And it's easy for me to say when I have the business. It's not easy when you're broke and you have to buy groceries and you need money to pay for your kids' food. It's a whole different ideal than, I think, if I need to pay bills and I need to make money, like when I had to pay the laser. This is, I have to take care of this. I can't play games. I can't go to the movies. I have to finish. I remember I finished 15 quilts one week. And I worked every single day that week to finish all 15 quilts. And I wanted to go like this, like, okay, I finished. Now I could kind of slow down. And that week I got 15 more quilts came in, which I'm grateful, man. I'm so thankful. I'm not saying I don't want work. I love work. But it was almost like, take a breath and get ready for the next ride. So I like this pace a little bit more. I am finishing 5 quilts a week, not 5 quilts a day. And now I'm being pickier about, like, when that guy called me about embroidery, I'm like, you know what? If you want me to do it, I'm going to charge this. If not, I'm not interested. And then he wanted me to do these big banners. And I said, I'm not taking that work. And because right now I'm still recovering from being sick, I don't want a chance pressuring myself so much to finish things for people because they're lazy and they have wasted a whole 3 months when they could have been getting it, and they're putting the pressure on me to hurry up and get it done when You should have hurried up and found someone a month ago to get it done. This is not fair that you're putting this pressure on me, and I don't have to carry this pressure. And I think, I don't know if what I'm saying is even valuable. I think just because you see me on YouTube or because you see me long arming, like I know some people, I love you guys, some of you, thank you for telling me, giving me the, once one person messaged me and I was so thankful. Thank you for pushing me, encouraging me to get a long arm. And I want to encourage you to have whatever dream that you want to have. I really do. But I also want to encourage you to be balanced in your dream. It can't be all about money. Like, it's stupid. And I shared all the stupidity. And I'm being honest. It is stupid that I have 2 lasers, and in 6 months, the one laser that I got, I only used her 6 times. That's dumb. That's dumb to me. And I can't complain. There's a balance, right? I have to do the work to pay off the laser or play with the laser. Choose which is going to win. Well, to me, I needed to work to pay the laser off. That was important. Well, now that they're paid off, okay, I want to work, but I also want to be balanced so I could do things with the laser. And so you have to kind of learn how to juggle what your vision is. For example, the lady with the $1 million business from Etsy, she's young, and she's young, and she's motivated, and she's hungry, and that is her vision. She wants to be $1 million lady business, but that comes with a lot of consequences. Like, that comes with you and your husband's relationship you're not communicating because you're focusing on other things. Your children can get lost in the grind of it. You can get lost in the grind of it. I mean, I had 5 kids, and I don't know, and I'm going to share something personal. I had 5 kids, and I ended up being about 310 pounds. I didn't take care of my face. I didn't wear makeup. Yes, I bathed. I did hygiene wise, but I didn't take care of myself because I was taking care of my kids, my husband, my house, my church, my family. And one day I looked up and said, "Who the hell are you? Who are you?" And like, you're 150 pounds over the weight you should be. You're morbidly obese. You're under so much stress that you haven't even enjoyed the days that you didn't enjoy your 20s, you didn't enjoy your 30s, you didn't enjoy your 40s because you were grinding here in this world. And I ended up getting sick in 40 when I was 48. I ended up getting really sick, and it was like an awakening. Like, I haven't done what I love. I haven't done anything that I love. And so, yes, it's true. Be still and know that He's God. And the other day when I was finishing 15 quilts that week, I was so stressed out. I would wake up like, oh, I gotta go. I have a paper. I would write, I gotta do this quilt. I gotta do this quilt. I gotta do this quilt. Don't forget this quilt. Don't forget. And every morning I would get up, go to a restaurant, and write down a running list of do the leaders, do the bobbin, do the thread, do the and when something would go wrong, I would just feel like the pile of pressure, like I was drowning in my own. And then I remember one day I was trying to do something, and I think I gave myself, I was kind of like this in myself, and I heard the voice of God say, "This is not that important." Like, it's almost like God was saying, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added to you. Like, Lorena, you could sit down and pray and be still and be quiet, and I'll meet you there, and everything will still get done. And I remember sitting on my front porch reading my Bible, trying to get this off of me. Gotta do it, gotta finish, gotta. And the problem was I was taking people were giving me work, and they were like, I have a 2 day deadline. Another lady gave me a quilt. I need to have it done by Friday. Another lady gave me these stoles. I need to have it done in 3 days. I need to have this done, and I'm trying to make everybody happy, but I'm like this. And I remember like that day I got quiet and I sat reading my Bible, and I said, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to live with the pressures of everybody's demands on my life. When I don't want to look up and say, what the hell happened to you? And I think all of that matters, because one of my friends says, man, it looks, after you paid the lasers off, because I had the money for the laser probably in August, and I was completely paid off. She's like, you just feel more relaxed. You feel like, but I was still in the, I gotta do it, I gotta grind, I have to please my clients. And I took a class, and then I didn't even get to even do any of the class, because I took a class and I would go to class, listen to the instructor, and then I would leave the class and not do the homework, and then go 30 minutes before the class started the next week and try to do it. And I was just not present, and I wasn't present. And so, yeah, it all looks beautiful, guys. And I'm making these, and I've given them away as gifts. I want people to give me feedback, like, are they too heavy? Are they too clunky? And at this time, the blessing is, it's because I'm not this way, I'm able to do this stuff and play. And I play with paper, like, do I like this paper for the earrings to hang from? Like, what? Do I like this idea? Do I want the earrings to hang this way or this way? I'm just playing, and I like this place. I'm a hardworking lady, and I love working hard, but I also I think it's very important to be balanced. So like I told my friend who was counseling in her business, I said, well, tell your husband that Tuesday, Thursday, you're going to grind it out and make that business. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you will cook him dinner every meal. How's that? Compromise. And the blessing is, when you do embroidery or longarm quilting or heat press vinyl shirts or lasering, the reason you want to get into this is so that you have that option, not so that you could be a slave to it. I remember wanting a shop. I wanted my own shop, and I sat and I talked to a business owner, and I never, she told me, because she had a beautiful building, she had the sewing space, she had sewing classes, she had a Gamel longarm quilting machine that, like mine, and I love when I literally begged her to sit down with me, because my dream was to have my own storefront building with my quilting in front, my own like quilting business, having a community of quilters come and hang out with me, and I really wanted it, and I was ready to invest financially, like put a loan on my house, and I love what she said to me. She said, Lorena, I know it looks pretty, but I'm a slave to this. And I just like, what? a slave? She goes, sometimes I have so many clients coming in or people coming in asking me questions. They don't even buy anything. They're wasting my time, that I end up staying after I close. I start long arming my clients' quilts, and I'm here till 12 in the morning or 1 or 2 until I finish those quilts because I have quilt deadlines. But I had people talking to me throughout the whole time that I come back at 6 in the morning or 8 in the morning, and it's another day and another grind. And I love the way she said it. She says, I'm doing all this to pay Peter, to pay Paul. Like, any money I make goes towards the building. Any money I make goes back to paying off the long arm. Any money I make goes to paying all these bills and these debts. And she goes, I'm barely living. I'm barely surviving for myself. And because she was surviving for her company, not for herself. And it just gave me such a wow, such a different viewpoint, because it looks so pretty. It looked, wow, she has a building, she has her long arm in there, and she gets to talk to people. I didn't think talking to people would be detrimental to not finishing tasks. I didn't know, but she knew some things that I didn't know. And so just consider that whatever you're doing, like, do it because you love it, not like that girl, the $1 million business lady. I was seeing her, I've seen a couple of her videos, and you just see her working and working and working and working and working. And you don't see her happy. Who would have thought making $1 million business would make you happy? Because money never satisfies you. You need to find, being creative satisfies you. Loving, hugging your kids, being being a good person, being kind to people, helping others, serving your community. That is, well, that's what makes me happy. And so finding what makes you happy is more important than finding money. But you have a society that doesn't say that. You have a society is money makes you happy, and that's not true. Because the Word of God says money makes itself wings. It flies away. It's think about it. The money I made in 2002, and the things I concerned about, what I worried about in 2002, let's say it's 20 years later, honestly are so insignificant to right now. And so I don't know, if you're gonna do the embroidery, just know that the machine is noisy as all heck, and you're gonna have to get used to having to deal with a lot of noise. But I loved embroidery, and so you could get earplugs or put Apple Pods and hear the machines going. And it's very creative, but it's very noisy. Thank you for, I'm doing a lot better. So I guess I just wanted to share with you that find what makes you happy. You know what makes me happy? This is dumb. I have a bird feeder, and I put bird feed, and I sit and I watch birds. That makes me so happy. That's so I have a family of blue jays and a family of red cardinals. And when I go and send my dogs out, the red cardinals know that she's out. So they start sitting on a branch by my driveway, and it's almost like they're telling me, like, hey, what about that bird feed? You know, girl, you've been feeding us. And so I'll go buy I'll fill up the bird feed, and then I'll sit in my front patio and just watch birds. I love going to the park and sitting and sewing and just hearing the air, hearing the train pass me by, people watching. I don't know. Find what makes you happy and do it a lot. Because like what I said, when I woke up, when I got sick, I was trying to get my degree. trying to be what I thought I needed to be for everybody. And I looked up and I'm like, oh my God, you're 310 pounds. You're morbidly obese. You're sick and you're dying. And have you done what made you happy? And no, I didn't do what made me happy. I was laughing at myself because I've been sick, right? I've been sick. And so sometimes I'll design some stuff on the program for the laser, and then I'm sick and I have to be isolated. And so I'm in the Longarm, I'm downstairs, and I lasered a whole bunch of earrings. And so then I go to bed and lay down and chill out. And then when I finally got up again, I would get up and I would put the jump rings on the earrings and go get tired, lay down, take some meds, take a breath. And I was taking pictures with a friend because I was like, no, I'm getting better. And I was putting jump rings on all the earrings that I made. And I was sweating profusely. But I was so happy. Like, that was like the best day ever. Because I was, and it's not the earrings. I used the laser that I invested in. I am making earrings that I've given to a couple friends, and it makes me so happy seeing them wear them. I am doing something creative, and it just kind of makes me happy. And making those boxes makes me so happy. And now I'm bored of making boxes, right? Because I figured it out. So now I'm going to try to figure out how to make something different that's creative and new, and that kind of challenge makes me happy. And in embroidery, if you get your embroidery machine, don't turn it into a business right away. Start making things and embroidering things that make you happy. Like if you guys have Longarm quilting, you long-armers who have a business, how many of you are not quilting your own quilts because you're quilting for other people? That's why I say I feel like sometimes I'm an idiot, I'm dumb. Here I have a Longarm and I have 22 quilts that are mine that I need to quilt, and I haven't quilted any of them because I'm quilting for everyone. And I want to balance that out a little bit more. And I have, because I had a running list of quilts. I used to have 60 quilts that I needed to quilt that were mine. And now I have probably like 20 or 30. So I've kind of cut that down a lot, which is good. So I'm trying to make working my quilts just as important as working clients' quilts. But that's balance too. But honestly, you can make this a major business. I have a girl who I was talking to, that's all she cares about. She'll walk on your back to get herself ahead. And the first thing she does on her YouTube videos is she puts out her business. This is my business. And she's in your face about, I don't give a shit about you. I give a shit about you serving my business. I'm sorry I'm saying it that way. And I told her, like, you're okay with that? Are you really okay with that? Like, I want to have a successful business, right? But I'm not okay with hurting people to have their money. And so I don't know. I want to love people with what I do. I think that's what it's really about. I was talking to one of my clients. I was crying on the phone with her. Oh my God, I was crying on my phone. And she's been a client for a while, and I was crying on the phone with her because I was sharing some of my testimony with her. And I was like, I'm so sorry, like, that I'm falling apart on you. And, you know, when I love, she goes, you know, when I talk to you, I just feel like And this lady brings me a lot of business. Let me just be clear. She brings me a lot of work, but I appreciate the work. I appreciate that she's investing in my business, but I don't want our relationship just to be that. I want her to know that I care for her as a person and that she's important to me. And if I don't get her business, I don't care about the money. Not that I don't need it, not that I don't appreciate it, but I want her to know that I appreciate her as a person more. And I value her. And I think you need to look at you need to look at the people who you watch and watch their intentions. Like, do they value you? Like, I love some of you guys call me, message me, and some of you I give you my phone number and I talk to you. And so one lady messaged me and she asked me some questions, and whether she knows it or not, I'm praying for her. I'm praying for her because I want her to be okay. It's not about the business of YouTube and I'm only here so I could get you to buy my product so I can manipulate you. I want you to know that I don't know, you're the person that's valuable. Yes, June, I try. I want to be, I really want, I just want you guys to know that I appreciate. I mean, y'all are spending like 2 hours with me almost, and I'm investing this time with y'all too because you guys invest time with me. I don't take it lightly. And that's why I like right now I'm learning. If I do a web page, I want to create products that you guys would love. I would like to create products that I love, that I would be proud to have. I don't know, and to make them. To me, it's the making that's fun. The business part is it's okay. It's okay. But just know that, like, if you're a longarmer, if you really want to win the heart of your clients, love them, be good to them, invest in them. I was going to do a video on how to get clients to keep coming to you, and it's nothing hard. Make them feel, well, don't make them feel like it's fake. Let them know they're important to you, not just because they brought you the business, but because that God put them in front of you. And because God put them in front of you, you are responsible on how you treat them. And I think that's really important. I don't know. It's really important. Why did God put that person in front of you? So you could cuss them out, get pissed off at them, or so that you could pray for them. I remember one lady, and I'm going to leave after this, okay? So my last story. And I'm ashamed to say it. I was young and I was very pretty. I was very foxy lady. Foxy lady. I was very pretty, but I was a very ugly person. And I remember I was a hot-tempered bitch, and I had a bad attitude because I was mad at the world. And I used to be so pretty, and I'm still a pretty lady, right? But I want to be pretty differently. I want to be pretty because I'm kind. I want to be pretty because I'm gentle. I want to be pretty because I have integrity. I want to be beautiful because I have virtue. I have honor. Not because I have a nice tits and nice ass and a beautiful body. Because that's temporary. I think beauty has to be different. And so, but in our society, your butt and your boobs and your face are what's valuable. And that's not, your face is going to wrinkle. You're going to lose your hair. You're going to get pregnant and get fat. Your butt's going to get soft. Things are not going to stay the same. And Okay, but at this time I was very beautiful. Now when I look at myself, I'm like, God, I could have been a model. I had that kind of beauty. And this lady was staring at me, and I want you to understand why I lost my crap on her, because when women would look at me, they would be jealous of me, and out of nowhere they just hated me. But then when men looked at me, it was like that wolf, like all they wanted to do is have sex with me. So I had women who hated me because they were jealous, and men who just wanted to have sex with me because they saw my beauty, and they almost wanted, like, they were just filthy. So there's this. So I never got a break. Um, I never got a break. And so I remember a lady just staring me down, like looking at me. And I looked at her, and I cussed her out. I said, "What the F are you looking at, you bee?" Like, I was ready to declare war. Like, because I was fed up with women looking at me with jealousy or contempt, or they were just, jealousy. I would walk into a room, and the women would look up and then look at their husbands. You better not look at her. Because I used to be like an aerobics instructor. I had a physique like a fitness model. I wasn't that. I was that pretty okay. Let's just. And I had a beautiful figure. I had a beautiful face. My hair was beautiful, but I had some problems. I was not okay. And I literally tore into her like, "What the F you, and what you staring at?" And we were at a gas station, and the girl just, and I remember, and I'm going to tell you God's honest truth. I think I'm a Christian because this lady prayed for me. I remember she looked at me, did not answer me in my psychotic breakout, like psycho thrashing at her. She looked at me, didn't say a word, and I know the chick prayed for me. And she started praying for me. And I remember from moving from in front of her, walking into my car, I sat down, and I felt so peaceful. It was a peace that I never had in my life. I felt so peaceful inside because this stranger who stared at me and I cussed out, instead of cussing me out back, she chose to pray for me. And I remember sitting there like, what just happened to me? And now that I'm a Christian, I know she prayed for me. And I shamefully treated her. I was so mean to her. And she didn't criticize me. She prayed for me. And I never saw her again. But I'm so thankful for her. You know what I mean? Like, so when I have people are ugly to me in business, when I see people be rude, or I'm like, Lord, am I going to be rude back, or am I going to pray for them like someone prayed for me? When people talk to me in such a way on YouTube, some people don't have manners, and I'm like, Lord, am I going to lash back, or am I going to do what was done for me? Someone prayed for me in my sickness of hate. And I think that's beautiful. I'm so thankful for her. I'm so thankful for the people that prayed for me. So when God puts people in front of you, like that jackass that cut in front of you when you were driving, pray for him. You know what I mean? Pray for him. Pray for them. Because God put him in front of you because you could do something. You could pray. And I remember, I think after that lady prayed for me, I wanted that peace so much in my life that I started going to church after that. I know I started going to church after that. Yeah, I started. I really started going to church after that because I wanted that peace. And you could have money and not have peace. You could be beautiful and not have peace. You could have nice cars and not have peace. You can have a good marriage and be a crazy psychopath like I was. Um, you could have children and not have peace. And you could, like, I was beautiful. I look at pictures of myself. I'm like, God, I was so pretty, but I was so messed up. I was so messed up. I was so lost. I was so mean. I was so hard. I was so angry at the world. I was so bitter. I felt like God wasn't fair. You know what I mean? And you could have you could have a really bad life, and I had one. And you can have a lot of people really hurt you and make you someone who you're not. And they could break your heart and they could hurt you and they could destroy the person that God wants you to be. And it's out there. And like I have a friend, she's like, how do you do it? Like, not get mad, or how do you do it and not take it personal? And I'm like, I was sick too at one time, and I just gonna pray for them. I'm just gonna not. And you have to decide, like, some of you are having like marriage problems, family problems, kid problems. You can't let people destroy you. You can't let people make you someone that you're not proud of. I had family that hated me and trashed me, and oh my God, they said stuff about me, and they turned people against me, and all I could do is just pray for them. And let me just say that God hears prayers, because that person, one of those people that literally like did everything he could to just destroy me, that person tells me he loves me now and that he's sorry. And he asked me to forgive him. And I told him I forgave him a long time ago. And that I just was praying for him. Like, she prayed for me when I cussed her out. And she didn't take it personal. She didn't get mad. She didn't get vengeful. She didn't get bitter. She wasn't out to destroy me. She didn't cuss me out. She just walked away and prayed for me and asked God for me. And I hurt her. You know what I mean? I cussed her out. I was evil to her. And she gave me the best part. She gave me peace. And so even when people hurt you and they're mean to you and they disrespect you and they make you feel like you're nothing, God, pray for them. They need you. They need you. Your enemies need you. And also, your enemies determine who you're going to be. Are you going to be a kind person? Or are you going to be like them? Are you going to be hateful like them? Or are you going to be prayerful for them? Like, I could have been like the family member who was trashing me, and I could have been like him. Hatred can be intoxicating. It could be like a virus. But so can love, And so I'm so thankful for that lady. I thank God for her. I said, Lord, thank you for the lady who prayed for me. I really needed that peace. And so I just want you to know that all of you, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you guys to be okay. And I think that's more important than taking advantage of you. Because she changed my life. I started going to church. Can you imagine? Someone cussed her out and she prayed for them. I think that's what righteousness looks like. And that's what goodness looks like. And so I'm just letting you know. I know you guys watch me for YouTube and Longarm quilting, and yeah, I know. But every quilt I get, I pray for it. Every client I meet, I pray for them. Every quilt I give away, I pray for the person who receives it. Every client that loses their crap on me, I pray for them. And I pray that my prayer impacts them the way that lady's prayer impacted me. You know what I mean? I think that's important. I want God. I want that more than the money. That she can honestly say, and I've never seen her again. She probably doesn't even know anything about me, and she changed my life. She changed my life. I remember walking away from her and going in my car and just feeling so quiet inside. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't chewing on stuff anymore. I just got quiet inside, like a peace I never felt. A peace I never felt. And from that point on, it's like, I want this peace in my life. And so, thank you, June. I just wanted to share like some beautiful nuggets of my life. Like, what you're really seeking is God. And I hope you seek Him. Because someone prayed for me and I decided to seek Him. And He's the best part of all of it. Like, I love that day. I was like, oh, clients, I gotta finish. Oh my God, I'm so stressed out. And I heard this sweet, loving voice. Lorena, that's not that important right now. Like, it's not that important right now. Like, seek me right now. Like, seek me, talk to me. I'm here for you. And then there's a scripture, right? Cast all your cares. He will cast all your cares to the Lord because He cares for you. Like, cast them all. Throw Him all your problems. He cares for you. And I remember I sat down and I read my Bible and I got quiet. And I told the Lord, from here on out, I'm gonna do this differently. I want to do it with a lot of joy. I don't want this pressure on me. I'm gonna take time to be on my knees and just get quiet and seek Your face. And you know, the funny thing is, all the quilts got done. All my clients were taken care of. Paying the laser got paid off. Like, all the pressures that I was carrying, when I came to Him and just talked to Him and just got quiet and started praying, even crying, I feel so much pressure. You know what I mean? Everything got fixed. Everything got fixed. And I thank Him for it. And so when I got sick recently and I literally hurt my toe, and I ended up being on the sofa for like a whole 2 weeks, a week. And then I ended up sick and being on the sofa again. I was like, okay, I'm going to really enjoy this time. I got to read my Bible. I got to hand sew. I forced myself up to make some lasers stuff. I lasered some stuff. I had the opportunity to talk to my clients and say, I'm sorry, I'm sick right now. I don't want to work on your quilts in my sickness. I hope you understand. And honestly, my clients were fine with it. My clients were, take care of yourself. We love you. You're fine. They were okay with it. And so all the pressures that I was putting on, they were just pressures I was putting on myself, because in my head, I want to be good enough. And the truth is, the simple fact that you exist makes you good enough, makes you valuable enough, makes you important enough, makes you worthy. Not because you did this for so-and-so and accomplished this for so-and-so, or because you got your degree. I got a degree, guys, so I could prove to the world, prove to myself that I'm smart, because I felt so dumb. And the truth is, I don't use my degree. Yeah, stupid. I don't use my degree because my degree didn't make me who I am. It didn't make me anything. I just have the paper, and I'm not using it, and it's okay. And I remember asking the Lord after I got my degree, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to be a parole officer? Do you want me to be this? What do you want me to do? Like, what do you? And he goes, do YouTube. YouTube? Yeah, do YouTube. You don't want me to get a career, a real career with a real yearly income, with real Social Security? No, the YouTube. Huh. So I've been doing YouTube. And it's been a blessing to me. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you for watching me. Thank you. Thank you for sending me love, Zena. I receive it. Y'all been so good to me. Y'all been so good to me. Y'all been more good to me than I've been good to y'all. I just post videos. I just share my shenanigans, my stupidity. I just sharing my heart without any I'm not going on there like, go to my website. Oh my God, that annoys me so much. Because I think that person is worth so much more than wanting to be YouTube famous. I think she's so much more valuable. I think she has so much more to offer. Because YouTube, everything will perish. YouTube fame goes away. Because if people are just seeking you because you're famous, in a minute, they're going to turn around and hate you the same. The way they love you the same, they're going to hate you the same. And if you have $1 million, people's motivation towards you are going to be so different. They're not going to be your friend because they love you. They're going to be your friend because you're rich. And then you have to deal with people's motives that are not clean. Like, so yeah, yes, I do have a real career. Yes. But you know, if I look at it like, but do I really want to get up at 8 in the morning? And honestly, I would be okay with it if that's what God had for me. I would be okay with it, because then he would put all these people in front of me and I would pray for them, and I would, you know, I'm a quiet prayer warrior. I just pray for people quietly. You don't even know I'm praying for you. You don't even know that I want the best for you. You don't know that I'm wanting you to be successful. And I love it when people message me like, thank you for encouraging me to get a Longarm. And I'm thankful for them, and I pray for them. I go, Lord, I pray that they love it. I pray that they're successful. I pray that their motives are to serve their community, not about money. I pray that they see a bigger calling in it, not just the tangible income that when you, I remember doing baseball seasons for baseball teams, and I would embroider hats and then name a number on the hats on the kids. And I would embroider the jerseys and stuff, and I would lay my hands on the jerseys, and I would pray for the children, and I would pray for them, for their parents to love their kids, and for the kids to be honorable to their parents. And I would pray for that generation of children, and I would just lay my hands and say, Jesus, help them have peace. You know, who knows what's going on in their home? Because that lady who I cussed out had no idea how messed up my family was and how messed up I was. Well, she knew by the way I talked to her, but she didn't know that I was just a hurting person. But she just prayed for me. And so, yeah, there's more to this. You know what I mean? Like I was telling her, there's more to YouTube than just a business. YouTube is not just, well, YouTube can be a business, right? It is a business. I am having to pay taxes for YouTube. but that's not all it has to be about. Like one of the guys, he makes a lot of money on YouTube. He went to I talked about this a long time ago. He was so motivated on getting views on YouTube because views means money, and that's all he cared about, that he ended up posting about suicide and posted a person who died on the tree. He posted a visual of the person. Of course, he was laughing, uncomfortably laughing, but he was using that situation to get views. And I remember, like, it broke my heart because I have a mother who has tried to commit suicide. And I messaged this person, like, you're being so shallow when you could use your platform to love people, to talk to people, to save people, to minister to people, to be kind to people. And all you care about is the views and the money you make. And you just did something so rude. It was rude to me. Because the family who lost that child is suffering the loss. Because when you're dealing with parents or family members that are mentally ill, you don't know how to help them. And all you want to do is help them. And all you can do is pray for them. And I told the young man, like, you're lost. Like, you're lost. And you should be better than that. And, I love it because he did a podcast, and I love it that he listened to me, because he says, I don't want to focus on the views on YouTube because I didn't have integrity in it, and I want to be a better person, so I want to focus on people. And I love that he heard me. Like, you guys can impact people by praying for them and by wanting something better for them. Like, the lady saw me cussing and going crazy and losing my mind, and she prayed for me, and almost as like she was saying, you're better than this. And I was better than that. And I am better than that. And I'm thankful for that. That someone, she didn't call me out, but she did call me out spiritually, I guess. She called me out spiritually. She's like, y'all, you crazy. You lost your mind, girl. And I'm just going to pray for you because you lost. You're dumb. You're not okay. And God put you in front of me because you need prayer. You need my prayer. And I really did need it. And so you're alive not just to make money. You're alive to serve the Lord and to be a blessing to others and to pray for people. And she changed my world. I thank her for that. And that I do the same now. It's almost like she handed me her challenge. When people cuss you out, are you going to pray for them, or are you going to cuss them out too? And let me just say this. Sometimes I don't handle myself as well as I wish. Sometimes I get pissed off at my clients and I'm like, I can't believe it. What's wrong with them? Oh yeah. Oh wait. I'm supposed to pray. Wait. Pause. Oh, that's right. I'm a Christian. I just lost my mind. And so I don't want to keep you. It's 2 hours. You need to be with your family. Y'all are very quiet here. I guess I'm talking too much and y'all are listening. I just love you in the Lord. And I pray that whatever God has for you, that you grab it. I pray that you grab the calling, the blessing, the purpose of God in your life. Because he told me to do YouTube. And I guess y'all are my purpose. Y'all are my purpose. My purpose is to talk to y'all about God and to share with you my wicked behavior, man. My wicked behavior. And so I will be praying for you. And I thank you, everyone who's been praying for me. I got real sick and I had some really hard days. And thank you, Terry. I hope it's a good ministry. Well, it's God told me to do it. So sometimes I was like, I'm not doing it. I don't have no views. Only when I first started, only 5 people are watching my channel. How? And then it's like, it doesn't matter. God told you to do it. Just do it. And now y'all are so sweet. And y'all are here watching my live streams. So I love you in the Lord. I'm going to let you go so you guys can spend time with your family. And let me share with you, like my brother told me, try to be present. Amen? Because tomorrow's not promised to all of us. Tomorrow you could die. Take it from someone who's almost died a couple times. And I sit and I say, did I enjoy today? Did I love today? Did I hug today? Was I kind today? Would I be proud of myself if I left this earth today? So I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. And I love you guys, okay? Bye. Thank you for letting me move around and bring you into a different room. All right, bye. Let me end the live stream. Let me move this. Why it won't move? All right, bye guys. I don't know. This thing won't turn off. It won't turn on. Yeah, I guess I need to stay.